Hi guys, this is the Balkan Architect, and in today's video I will be showing you how to model the famous Burj Khalifa in Revit. This is the tallest building and I thought it would be an interesting challenge to try to model it in Revit. Now I'm going to try to keep this at around 10 minutes, so this will be just a rough model and I'm going to try to show you how would you go about modeling a building like this, using only floor plans and elevations or sections. Okay, but first we'll start in AutoCAD. We'll draw the basic floor plan that we can use as a template later on in Revit. But before I get started, I would just like to ask you to like this video, it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already, I suggest you subscribe because I make videos like these almost every day. So let's get started. Now I'm going to first load in the image I found on internet, and this is the floor plan image. So here I'm going to go to Insert, find here Attach. I'm going to go to Desktop and let's find Burj Khalifa. Here we go. You just hit here OK, and now we have the image. So I just place it like this in AutoCAD, and I'm going to be using meters, and I've calculated that the distance from this point over here to this point over here should be around 180 meters. So I'm going to scale this image to the correct scale. So I'll just select it, type in SC for scale, hit enter, pick this point over here. Now I'm going to, here you have scale and you have this reference, so I'm just going to type in R, enter, again pick this point, and then of course turn on the Ohrto, pick this point over here, pull it out a little bit and type in 180, hit enter, and here we go. Now this is at the correct scale, so I'm just going to move it a bit up like so, and now let's add just an axis over here that will help us. So I'm just going to go start from here and I'm going to draw a vertical line. Now if you can't really see this line, you can select the image, and here on this ribbon you can turn on the fade. So I'm going to turn on the fade at around 50%, and let's just create a layer for our model. So I'm just going to go layer, new layer, let's just call it layer number 1, and let's make it red so we can see it better. Okay, now I'm just going to escape out of that, put this on layer 1, let's just select layer 1 and start drawing. So to draw all of this I'm going to be using only arcs, so I'm going to go here to arc command and let's start drawing. So let's say we want to create this portion over here. I'm going to go first point, turn off Ohrto, second point, third point, and then again arc, first point, second point, third point. So you do that, and then I'm going to select it and use the mirror tool to mirror it around this axis. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll speed this up because it's kind of repetitive and you get the point. Okay, once I've modeled this one portion, I'm going to find the center. So to do so, I'm just going to create a line starting from this point to, let's say, this point, and then let's just extend it. So go EX, select the vertical line, hit enter, select this line. So here we have the center. I'm just going to create a circle to mark this center. I can delete this line now. And now I'm just going to select this whole upper portion we created and go row for rotate. I'm going to select this for center, and here we have this copy option, so I'm going to select that so I can copy this thing, and I'm going to type in 120 degrees, and once I've copied that I can select the whole thing again and go mirror and mirror it to the other side. Okay, so we have these three basic wings modeled, so let's model these portions over here. So again I'm going to be using arcs, first point, second point, third point, same thing over here, first point, second point, third point, And let's just model these lines over here. And again, I'm just going to be copying this around. So I'm going to select everything, go rotate, select the center of rotation, type in C for copy, 120 degrees. So we've got that one, and let's just mirror it to the other side for this one. And let's just draw in something for this. So I'm just going to go arc, and I'm going to start from here, like so, and again another arc to go to this point, and then I'm going to just draw a point like this to the midpoint. Let's extend this arc to that, and then we can mirror it to the other side. And let's just mirror it again to this side, and let's rotate it 120 degrees for the final side. Now undo. That was minus 120. So select it, rotate it, minus 120. There you go. Oh, let's just mirror this one again. And there you go. Now you can just use the fillet tool to connect these two, and the same thing over here. So now we have this general image, and now I'm going to just select the image from the background and delete it, and I'm going to select these two things and delete them, and here I have basically the floor plan or the template I'm going to be using to model the whole building. So I'm going to save this file on desktop. Let's save it as floor plan. Once I've done that, I can go now into Revit. So let's open up Revit. I'm going to be using architectural template. So open it up, and immediately I'm going to set the units to meters because I find meters good for this particular project. And now I will be modeling this as an in-place mass. So go to Massing and Site, hit in-place mass, okay, close. Let's just name it mass 1. And here we need to insert the image. So I'm just going to go here, image or CAD. So we have our CAD file. I'm going to go to desktop and find floor plan. For colors, I'm going to leave it at preserve. For levels, I'm going to leave it at all. And for import units, I'm just going to hit here meters and type in OK. And you can see it kind of escaped over here, so we can unpin it and move it in the center of our model like this, and we can pin it back in place. Okay, now we're going to be using this as a template, and you need to look at the original building to see how to model this. So as you can see here, we have these 3 wings, and each wing goes up in increments, and each wing has basically 6 increments. So we'll be modeling this as a series of extrusions, and to do that I'm going to be using a site plan a lot. So I'm going to go into site plan, and before I start modeling, I'm just going to type in VR to set basically the view range, because our building is quite tall. So here I'm going to type in, I don't know, 1100 meters, so our cut plane will be far above the top of our building. And now we can start modeling the actual geometry of the building. So I'm going to be using model lines, and now you can see why we did this in AutoCAD. So now we can use these lines and just pick them. So I'm going to go model. Here I'm going to choose draw on work plane. I'm going to be using the pick lines tool, and I'll just move in here and start picking these lines. And of course you can use the tab. So I'm going to hit tab, do the same thing here, hit tab, select all, hit tab, select all, same thing here, and for these two. Do that on all sides, and now we need to trim everything in place. So I'm going to first be using the split tool to split these lines over here, and then trim them to these lines. Do the same thing on all 3 sides, and then just connect these to these. Now once that's completed, I think I have this one left, you can go into 3D, and you can see here now we can select our whole outline and just hit create form, and it will create form something like this. And for this first increment, this is basically around the ground level, I'm going to leave it at 20 meters. I think that's quite proportionate to the original building. And now I can go back into my site plan and start modeling the rest. Now here we can't see our template, so just open up this graphic display options and choose wireframe. Now we can see it. So now I'm going to set the plane to pick plane, and I'm going to choose this top plane of our first extrusion. So I'm going to choose that, and now I'm going to select everything here. So again, I'm going to be using pick lines, and again you need to select everything. And now you just need to trim everything in place. So trim this to this. Now once that's completed, you can select the whole second portion, go into 3D, again select it, go create form, and it will extrude. And for this one I'll leave it at 40, so I'm just gonna hit OK. And now let's go back to site plan. Now for the second one, and this will continue, we'll leave this portion of the floor plan and we're going to model the rest. And for the next one, we'll leave this one out and we'll model the rest of it. And like that, over each increment, we'll lose one part of the floor plan. So I'm going to speed that up so you don't have to watch everything, but you get the point how to go about modeling something like this. And here you go, here you can see, here we have something that looks like Burj Khalifa. Of course it has a bit few more elements over here, but in interest of time I'm not going to be modeling them. I'm just going to show you how to connect all of this right now. So you need to go here to join geometry, you need to select all of these elements, so you select the whole thing and you add one element, then you select here, or you can use this multiple join tool, so you can just continue adding elements quite quicker. Okay, now we can finish this mass, so we can load it into project. So you just hit finish mass and here it is in the project. Now you can use the massing and site tools, so you can add maybe some curtain walls. So you can find here maybe storefront wall, and then you can start choosing sides where you will add these walls. And you can do the whole thing for the whole building. And of course you can add floors, and to do so you need to go into an elevation, find floors, and let's just add a couple of more. So I'm just going to go here to create similar offset of 5 meters, and let's just add a few floors over here, maybe like that. This one's double, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to go back to 3D. I'm going to select this building and go mass floors, and I can choose all these floors and just check them, go OK, and here you can see we have these mass floors. So now you can go to floor and select multiple, so you can select all of these mass floors and go create floor, and it will create an actual physical floor over there. So I hope I went over all the elements you need to model a building like this. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions for future tutorials, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.